hear from our branches about the challenges and the successes that they are experiencing in rebuilding the organization. The African National Congress is now at a stage where it feels that we are making a great deal of progress. The organization is working much better. Greater unity is being engendered in the ANC. The leaders of the ANC are functioning well. They are crisscrossing the length and the breadth of the country. And the branches are coming alive. And being here is an experience where we now interface with our branches. Because the branches are the real foot soldiers of our movement, as they are the ones who are going to be running a victorious campaign to return the ANC to power once again in 2024, so that it can serve the interests of our people. But in the course of today, of course, we will also be examining governance issues that have to do with service delivery gaps and lapses and failures, and what needs to be done at the government level. The Premier, who is the chair of our province, and the regional chair are working throughout the province to make sure that the service delivery challenges are addressed on an ongoing basis. So we are here as a national to give them more strength, to listen to those concerns where we as national government have to intervene. There are a number of areas where we have now decided as national government to make clear interventions. A good example is Rooiwal Waterworks, which was left to the Tshwane municipality for years, and nothing happened. And I had to go there and say, National is now going to intervene, which is precisely what we're doing. We're doing the same throughout the country as well, where we are finding lapses in local united ANC. And that is why we are here throughout the 5 regions of Gauteng. Each of those regions, there are leaders of the ANC, the other officials are scattered around there. So what more do you want? That's exactly our program today. So why don't you go and rush to your next task, and we will see you later.
Okay.
Not just that, Mr. President, Siphamandla from ENCA, you are talking about issues of governance and what you will do to examine those, but some will say you know exactly what are the challenges. That's why the electorate punished the ANC in Gauteng, because you have been slow in delivering when it comes to those service delivery issues. What is different that you're going to do this time around? Number 2, a number of opposition political parties are saying they want to get the ANC out of power, keep the ANC out, the multi-party coalition. What's your response to that? I know you have said you are campaigning to win the elections, you are not talking about the coalitions, but should the electorate force you to do so, how are you going to handle it?
Well, the gathering together of parties that want to, as they say, unseat the ANC, it's a sideshow to us. They're entitled to hold conferences, to do whatever. They will never be able to amass the support that the ANC has. This is solid support right across the country. There's no organization that has as much reach to the people of South Africa as the ANC has. And that is why we are confident in saying we are working for victory. So this issue of a defeatist approach that we are going to be in coalition is far, far, far off our thinking. So we are focusing on running a victorious campaign. On the issues of service delivery, yes, some of the lapses have been going on for years. And what we are now doing, and we've now touched the nub of the matter, the various laws that we have in the country have devolved power to local government. And local government, for a whole host of reasons, has not been able to execute some of those tasks. And it is for this reason that at national level, we are going to use a legislative instrument that enable us, one, to work more closely with local government, and two, to intervene so that we can improve the lives of our people. This is precisely what we are doing. If you've seen me go to a number of projects in the country, water projects, road projects, it is utilization of that instrument.
Mr. President, you seem to be struggling.
Please, we have a number of, if I may manage it so that everybody gets a chance. I'll go with my sister over there. Thank you.
Mr. President, you have a problem with unemployment. It's not just service delivery. And you don't seem to actually be making any significant impact. The latest quarterly figures talk about a 0.3% increase. And this is after the economic recovery plan, the presidential employment stimulus, all of those things, but nothing seems to be actually making a significant impact. What are you going to do about that, particularly since people are watching as 2024 comes around?
Well, unemployment has always been a major problem to our country. It didn't start yesterday. And our economy is structured in a way that it has not been able to create more than, I would say, 400,000 jobs a year. And during the COVID period, we launched a presidential employment stimulus that was able to create job opportunities for close on to 1 million people. And we said, even as we did that, we want the public sector to lead in this process, and we want the private sector to follow in the wake of what we were doing, so that they too can create jobs. And the various reform processes that we have embarked upon to solve our rail problem, to solve our energy crisis. And these are problems that have been there for years as well, which we are now correcting. Once those reforms are properly bedded down, as they are now being addressed, we are going to see an uptick in the creation of jobs. But government is not waiting for that. We are in the process of giving hope to our people in various provinces. In Gauteng, for instance, we have embarked on a massive program of employing up to 6,000 young people every month. For 12 months, we'll do so through the Nasi Spani campaign or program, and in various other provinces. So government on its own is repairing the state-owned enterprises, is repairing the areas that need reforms. Energy has been a great drawback to us, but we are working on it. And we're certain that by 2024, the energy crisis will be over, as we are ramping up more and more generation of energy. And now we have to attend to the transmission. So government is not sleeping on the job. Government is busy day in and day out to address the job crisis in our country.
Mr. President, how are you? Amanda from the Sunday Times. Mr. President, you're chairing the 15th BRICS Summit this week. I just would like, what are your expectations of the summit on the BRICS expansion? Which countries are we lobbying for? Can we expect an announcement on additional members? As well as, will you be facilitating a meeting between China and India in order to address the tensions between the two countries?
Amanda, I hope you have a dose of patience in your makeup. I am going to be addressing the nation about BRICS and about general foreign policy issues. And some of the issues that you are raising will be addressed then. The issue of expansion of BRICS and what our stance is as South Africa and what we hope to get out of BRICS. So save that for tomorrow.
Last question.
SABC.
It's just two questions for you. South Africa's view on the military intervention in Niger, and then furthermore, just looking at the electoral committee's redrafting, of the strict guidelines for these candidates. Some say that there's some assertion that the new rules of the nominations of candidates prevent you from being disqualified from standing for a second term. Just your reaction on that?
No. I mean, that is very mischievous. The ANC never drafted rules, policy, or anything to cater for the interests of individuals. We've never done that. So that is mischievous. The rules, electoral or otherwise, that we draft are there for the benefit and the interest of all members of the ANC. And these are essentially meant to improve governance in the ANC. This is part of the renewal process, so that the ANC can be better governed, can be better run and administered to be the type of organization that we've always wanted to be. So that's what we are. I heard you mention Niger.
The military intervention.
Yes, we are extremely concerned about what is happening in Niger. The other day I was walking in the street and I met a young woman who told me that her boyfriend, South African boyfriend, is trapped in Niger. And she said, "President, can you do something to bring my boyfriend home?" And I said, "Yes, we will bring your boyfriend home as we bring the 22 others, because there are 23 South Africans there." We are concerned about that coup and we condemn it. We firmly believe that democratically elected governments must not be removed through unconstitutional means. ECOWAS is firmly seized with this matter, and through the AU we will support the efforts and the interventions that they seek to make. But as South Africa, we are talking to the leaders of ECOWAS, and just the other day I was talking to President of Nigeria, as well as other presidents. So we are keeping a very close eye on that.
You know, colleagues, this is not a press briefing, it's a doorstop.
A press briefing later.
I'm going to
Yes.
take one last question. It has to be crisp. The president has to go into a briefing.
President Kaya from News 24. Ahead of the Chinese state visit next week, the ambassador yesterday spoke and said that China is looking to strengthen the financial position of the global south using BRICS. Secretary General Philip Mbalula also addressed the gathering yesterday and said that the ANC is calling for end to sanctions of North Korea, Zimbabwe, Cuba, and so forth, saying that there must be an end to a unipolar dictatorial system. How does South Africa see, how does your government see South Africa's position in helping BRICS achieve financial independence from what the Chinese government said, the Chinese ambassador said that wanted to grow the financial position?
Well, we are no longer in a unipolar world. The tectonic shifts that have taken place in geopolitical landscape of the world are such that we now have a multipolar world. And that is something that we must celebrate, that no one power can dominate others. And that has to also speak to a whole number of other processes that need to be addressed, be they financial, be they issues of unilateral sanctions that are called for by certain countries. All that will be addressed also during the BRICS, because we now have a new world order, and the BRICS summit is going to be discussing all that. And the important thing is that South Africa, small as we are right at the epicenter of these types of discussions, just testifying to the role that we play. And we're not arrogant about it. We're quite humble as a small country and economy, but we are recognized for the key role that we play. So all these discussions and declarations will be taking place with South Africa playing a critical role in them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President. Thank you.
As the President